Hey guys, welcome back to this video on a certain subject that someone emailed me about is how you can overcome failures. So things that we went to achieve but we didn't succeed. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. It was actually emailed to me. Someone went through a long process of trying to achieve something. When it came to a certain point, they didn't get enough votes and they didn't succeed. So how can we overcome our goals and achievements that we did not succeed in? And it's a very tricky one, and I've been there as well. There's been times in my life I've set myself up a goal and for whatever reason it didn't come into fruition. And that can leave us despondent, it can make us feel like a failure, it can make us feel as if, what's the point, should I give up, and also, what else do I do from now? Because if I didn't do that, how can I actually move on from here? So there's what I'm going to be talking about today. Now the first key is that we have to consider what we did right. Because, you see, when we fail, we think of all the things we did wrong. Or we think of it as a complete failure. We think, well, everything went wrong, everything just didn't go right, and that means I'm X, Y, Z. So based on your experience, based on the end outcome, that can have an effect on our identity. And as humans, we tend to focus on the things which go wrong. Now, there's a reason why we do that, because biologically it makes us learn. If you go back way back, we had to look out for all the things which could go wrong, or things which could attack us, so we were prepared should in an event that something happen. And it goes on from there. So when we have a failure, our mind can keep on reflecting our failures, and then as we reflect those failures, we project it out into the future, and we don't see how we can move on from there, because our past dictates our future, right? Well, not necessarily. We don't have to work that way anyway. We can begin to reflect other ways of doing things. The key is here. Consider the scenario that you failed on. And as you consider that failure, because at the end of the day it's a learning. It's something that you didn't succeed in, which you've been grounded. If you consider if everyone else gave up on going for something, we as a society would be just having no electricity, no components, no video cameras. There just wouldn't be anything, no medicines, because people give up on the first go. But those people who are successful, who've created businesses or have failed businesses and then actually stepped up and got a mass of businesses and wealth, they had something which was a very special ingredient that we can actually acquire. So we have to change our perception. Yes, you did not succeed in what you may have planned for, but it doesn't mean that you are a failure. It means you did something and you didn't get it this time. So we have choices here. We can choose to allow that scenario to dictate our future. Is that what you want? Is that who you are? That you're just defined by your experience. You're just defined by whatever happens, it's out of my hands. I'm going to just give up. I'm going to just kind of put it out there and then just no longer do it. Is that who you are? I don't think that is who you are. You are far more than that. In fact, I believe you are bigger than that goal, and in fact, you have more than it takes to actually learn from this and get over it. Because within you, you have all the qualities and all the resources to be able to grow from this and actually allow it to be your greatest achievement. You see, when you don't achieve your goal, it means you can learn from it. It can cause you to actually, in the future, look back to this time and think, I am actually pleased I didn't do that, or I didn't succeed, because it actually taught me a valuable lesson, and without those valuable lessons, I would not be where I am today. That is the two different mindsets. One is, things happen, I'm going to give up, I'm a failure. But you're more than that, and I really believe that. You have everything you need, and now's the time for you to reflect other ideas and thoughts. So the first key is to change how we see that failure. So rather thinking of things which didn't go right and all the reasons as to why it didn't happen, that just reaffirms as to what happened. We know what happened. You have to change your thoughts and reflect learnings. So think about this. what did you learn in that environment? What did you learn from this? What did you do well? And think about that. First of all, you stepped up to something which other people would never have maybe done. You may have done something, like this person going for an election, who stood up to certain values and put their life on the line to go ahead and make a difference in society. That is an amazing thing. That is so powerful. And there'll be other scenarios where maybe if you so-called failed, that you stepped up, you did something there which other people may not have done. Maybe they wouldn't have the courage to do it, but you did that. You went for something. If it's going for like a competition of something, you're the person who made that decision to go ahead and do it, and that is a fantastic start. That is a fantastic quality within you. So be very proud of who you are for stepping up. Then, think about what else you did well. What qualities did you do or have in that scenario? Forget about things which didn't go right. Forget about the environmental conditions, things outside of your control maybe. Think about what you did right, and think about those qualities. And as you think about those qualities, I want you to consider at least 5 things that you did great. That's all I want you to do at first. You might struggle at first, you might find more, which is great, but whatever you do, look for 5 things that you did great. Where it comes from your the type of thoughts you had, the mentality you had, the type of desires you had, the values you had, the behavior you had, the things that you did right, which were perfect. They may not have completed the whole goal, but you know you did something great there. Where even if it was a will to do it, the desire to do it. And as you consider that, 5 things, I want you to then think about those qualities. What does that mean for you? What does that actually equal to you? Because you have those 5 qualities, and that has meaning if you choose. And as you consider that meaning, I want you to begin to reflect upon where you can actually apply that in the future. Think about those 5 things you did great and how you can actually start making changes in the exact same thing. So maybe there's another opportunity to do that, or if there isn't, or you just choose not to, because that's just a choice that you desire. Either way, it doesn't matter. I want you to then consider where could you bring those 5 qualities into existence by doing something else, which will allow you to have a better quality of life in what you do and who you are. That is a great way of learning. The more you learn from this, the more you grow. Think about this biologically. The only reason that you're here today, the only reason that you're alive today is because you have flexibility in your behavior. And the generations before you, all in your bloodline, all your ancestors, had that amazing ability to survive, adapt, and flourish and evolve. That is an amazing thing. So you've got the stuff there already. And as you think about that, how else can you be flexible? What can you learn from this? What qualities do you have? And what would you like to do which will bring those into reality in the future scenario or other scenarios like this, which gives you meaning, which gives you more joy and happiness and bliss in the world? That will be a powerful mindset, because things will not always work out. Life happens, hey? Life happens. Things that I set out for don't always happen. I'm a human. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to refuse to buy into that as a failure. I'm going to refuse to buy into, I'm going to give up now. Because I know, and I know you are made of more than that. You have so much desire, all the resources, all the thoughts, all the ideas to make things happen. That is who you are. There's why you're alive today, because you've adapted, you've learned, you've grown. And the more you learn, the more you grow from this scenario, the better, the more happier you're going to be as a person. So to me, learning is the key. Getting those a minimum of 5 qualities and allowing them to go into other environments or other goals or the same goal which you're going to reapproach again. Because that will allow you to do that thing again in a far more greater way. And that will allow you to get better. As I said, we always usually think about all the things which go wrong. But that's not how you learn. That's not how you grow as a person. In fact, there's great feedback messages. You know, there's these, in business, they call it the feedback sandwich. I don't really agree with it, and people call it another word as well. And ultimately, it means that you think about what you give feedback as to what that person did good, then you give them all the criticism, and then what did you do good? We all know when that's coming because we think, oh, they've said something good, now they're going to give me the critique, and then they're going to give me a bit of motivation. That's not a learning process. I'm going to give you another one. The best thing to do is think about what you did right. Because when you think about what you did right, you have to unconsciously bring the rest of your game up. Because that is your highest intention. That is where you're heading. So we have that desire of what we know we did right. So there's what we really did right, and here's what we didn't do so good. As we focus on what we did right, our unconscious mind has to bring everything else up. It's just a way of learning. That's how we grow. So don't dwell on what went wrong. Learn from it, sure, but then get your qualities, what you did right, and allow that to be in your future. That is a great way of doing things. So I really hope you enjoyed that tip of just overcoming things or overcoming failures. They're really just learning experiences in my world. That's my personal truth. And always know that you have everything what it takes to be able to grow, to live, and to love from this event. Where one day you look back and you think, I'm pleased that happened because it allowed me to be who I am today. To grow and actually have more because of this. So to me, that is the best way of changing. I'm going to be doing more of these videos, so if you like them, it will cause me, so if you just press the like button on YouTube, it will cause me to think, hey, people are enjoying this, I'm going to do more of them. The more views I get, the more videos I create. That's how I'm really working at the moment. And go ahead and visit my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/JosephsFanpage and twitter.com/JosephClough and josephclough.com. On the Facebook and Twitter, I give away lots of free audio programs. I do lots of competitions, lots of videos like this, as well as pictures, affirmations, positive updates to keep your attention to where it needs to be, and that is one of peace, one of happiness, one of love, and being who you really are, which is someone who is worthy and good enough. So until the next time, I'll speak to you very, very soon. Many thanks and goodbye.